Weakness is a silent, yet powerful force that undermines potential and stifles progress. It isn't merely a physical state of fragility or passivity, it runs much deeper than that. Weakness manifests in our minds, our emotional responses, and our habits. It is the failure to confront life's challenges, to take responsibility for our actions, and to strive towards personal growth. When we choose weakness, we embrace comfort over courage, avoidance over confrontation, and the easy road instead of the one that requires true effort and commitment. The danger of weakness lies not in the visible effects, but in the way it quietly erodes the very foundation of our strength and character. When we are weak, we tend to avoid conflict, discomfort, and anything that challenges our sense of security. This avoidance, however, does not lead to peace. It leads to stagnation. Weakness locks us in a cycle of safety, which paradoxically makes us vulnerable. It keeps us isolated, unable to interact with the world in a meaningful way. The moment we choose to avoid the harshness of reality or fail to confront our internal struggles, we abandon our potential for growth. We become slaves to our fears and doubts, trapped in a self-imposed prison that prevents us from becoming the individuals we are capable of being. Weakness makes us dependent. It encourages us to look to others to provide the answers, to seek solutions in external sources rather than within ourselves. This dependence not only limits our ability to solve problems, but also saps our self-esteem. It fosters an unhealthy reliance on outside forces to dictate our happiness, our success, and our direction. As a result, we never truly own our lives or our futures. We drift in uncertainty, waiting for external circumstances to change, while failing to recognize that the power to transform our lives lies within us. At its core, weakness is an abandonment of responsibility. When we refuse to take ownership of our choices, we surrender control over our lives. This is a dangerous position to be in because it's easy to become a victim of circumstance. Without accountability, we fall into the trap of blaming others, the system, or fate for our lack of progress. Weakness allows us to externalize our struggles, believing that change must come from something outside of ourselves. In truth, transformation begins when we recognize that it is our responsibility to shape our own destiny. Weakness is also a thief of time. It prevents us from taking action, from pursuing our passions and dreams. Instead of making decisions, we hesitate, overthink, and second-guess ourselves. This leads to procrastination, which ultimately wastes precious opportunities. By avoiding discomfort, we fail to create momentum. Every moment of hesitation is a moment lost, a chance that could have been used to build, to learn, and to grow. Furthermore, weakness compromises our ability to lead. Whether it's in our personal relationships, our professional endeavors, or our communities, true leadership stems from strength and clarity of purpose. When we are weak, we lack the confidence to guide others and inspire change. We become passive bystanders in the lives of those around us, watching as others take the initiative and make decisions. The danger of this is clear. By choosing weakness, we inadvertently accept a life of passivity, where we are spectators rather than participants. In a world that often rewards immediate gratification, the temptation to remain weak is strong. Instant comfort, whether it's through entertainment, consumerism, or avoidance of difficult emotions, can seem alluring. But this sense of comfort is short-lived. It masks the deeper dissatisfaction that arises when we neglect our true potential. The longer we remain weak, the further we drift from the powerful individuals we could be. We must understand that true fulfillment does not come from avoiding pain or discomfort. It comes from confronting the challenges life throws our way and emerging stronger because of them. The danger of weakness is not just that it prevents growth, but that it subtly diminishes our sense of self-worth. It tells us we are incapable, that we don't have what it takes to succeed or overcome adversity. When we succumb to weakness, we deny our own power. We forfeit the possibility of becoming the person we were always meant to be. The path to strength is not an easy one. It requires commitment, sacrifice, and a relentless pursuit of personal growth. Strength is not something that is simply handed to us. It must be forged through trials, challenges, and difficult decisions. In the beginning, the road may seem overwhelming. You may face resistance from others or even from yourself, but this is part of the process. Every challenge, every hardship is an opportunity to strengthen your character, to build resilience, and to deepen your understanding of what you are truly capable of achieving. The first step towards strength is recognizing that the path is strenuous. There is no shortcut to becoming strong. Strength is earned, not given. It requires consistent effort, discipline, and the willingness to do the hard things that others avoid. Whether it's physical training, intellectual development, or emotional resilience, the work is difficult, and the rewards do not come instantly. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of self-doubt. But it is in these moments that the seeds of true strength are planted. Strength is also about endurance. The path is not a sprint, it is a marathon. It is easy to become discouraged when progress seems slow or when the effort feels futile. But it is precisely in these times of struggle that your character is tested. When you choose to continue to push through the pain and uncertainty, you build the inner strength that will carry you forward. This is the essence of resilience, the ability to endure, adapt, and keep moving forward no matter the obstacles in your way. The strenuous nature of the path to strength also means that it is an ongoing process. You are never fully strong in the sense of having completed the journey. Strength is about constant growth and self-improvement. The more you invest in yourself, the stronger you become. But there will always be new challenges to face, new areas of life to conquer. True strength comes from understanding that the journey is never complete, and that every day is an opportunity to push yourself further. As you take this path, you will find that strength is not just about physical power. It is about the mastery of your mind, emotions, and spirit. Mental strength is built through the consistent practice of discipline, focus, and self-control. Emotional strength comes from confronting your fears, insecurities, and vulnerabilities and choosing to respond with courage and integrity. Spiritual strength is cultivated by aligning your actions with your values and purpose, living with intention and a deep sense of meaning. The strenuous path to strength is also one of self-awareness. To become strong, you must first understand who you are, what you want, and what is holding you back. This means being brutally honest with yourself, confronting your weaknesses, and taking responsibility for your growth. Self-awareness allows you to identify the areas in which you need to improve and develop a plan for overcoming your limitations. The path to strength is about becoming the best version of yourself. It requires sacrifice, persistence, and the willingness to face discomfort. But it is only through this strenuous process that you will unlock your full potential and become the person capable of thriving in a world that demands more than what you might have thought you could offer. Responsibility is the cornerstone of personal growth and maturity. It's the recognition that, regardless of circumstances, you are the one ultimately in control of your life. Responsibility means taking ownership of your actions, decisions, and the consequences that come from them. It's a commitment to shaping your future, rather than waiting for the world to shape it for you. In a society that often emphasizes external factors as the primary cause of one's success or failure, embracing responsibility requires a shift in mindset. It's about rejecting the notion of victimhood and understanding that every aspect of your life, good or bad, is largely the result of your choices. Taking responsibility for your life begins with accountability. It's easy to blame others, circumstances, or external forces when things don't go as planned. However, responsibility is about recognizing that the power to change lies within you. You are the one who can make different choices, learn from your mistakes, and change the trajectory of your life. This doesn't mean that external factors don't have an influence, but it means that your response to those factors is within your control. When you choose to act, to respond rather than react, you reclaim your agency. Without this acknowledgement, you remain passive, letting life dictate the direction you take. Responsibility also involves acknowledging that you are accountable not only for your own actions but for the role you play in the lives of others. Every interaction you have, whether personal or professional, leaves an impact. The way you treat others, the way you communicate, and the way you carry yourself all contribute to the larger narrative of your life and the lives of those around you. Taking responsibility for these aspects is a powerful step toward becoming someone who not only leads their own life but influences the world in a meaningful way. It requires emotional intelligence, understanding how your actions affect others, and striving to leave a positive mark. At the heart of responsibility is a sense of ownership, a recognition that the life you lead is the product of your choices. This extends beyond just the large life-altering decisions to the daily choices you make. The way you spend your time, the habits you cultivate, the people you choose to surround yourself with, all of these are decisions that you are responsible for. To take responsibility for your life means not shying away from the small details as they accumulate into the larger picture of who you are and what you become. It's important to understand that responsibility is not always easy. It can feel overwhelming, particularly when faced with difficult situations. However, in facing these challenges head-on, responsibility becomes a tool for growth. Every time you take ownership of a difficult situation, you become stronger and more capable of handling future challenges. Through responsibility, you cultivate resilience and wisdom. It is through these trials that you learn about yourself and develop the skills necessary to navigate an unpredictable world. Another aspect of responsibility is discipline, which is a natural outgrowth of a responsible mindset. It is the ability to consistently do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline enables you to make the right choices even when temptation pulls you in the opposite direction. It is the commitment to following through on your goals and promises, even when it's hard and even when immediate results are not visible. Without discipline, responsibility would become a fleeting concept. Discipline is the constant force that keeps you on track, aligning your actions with your values and long-term objectives. To take responsibility for your life is to realize that you are not powerless in the face of adversity. You are capable of changing your circumstances, but only if you accept that change starts with you. Responsibility isn't about blaming yourself for past mistakes or dwelling on what you could have done differently. It's about understanding that the present moment is where your power lies. It's about owning your decisions, learning from them, and using that knowledge to propel yourself forward. Ultimately, responsibility is about living authentically. It is about aligning your actions with your values and creating a life that reflects the person you want to be. When you accept full responsibility for your life, you stop living reactively and start living intentionally. You take the reins of your own narrative and shape it in a way that reflects your true potential. This process is not always smooth or simple, but it is the only way to achieve lasting growth and fulfillment. Discipline is a word often associated with restriction, but in reality, it is a force that propels you toward freedom. True freedom doesn't lie in the absence of rules or boundaries, but in the ability to consistently make choices that serve your long-term well-being. Discipline is the practice of developing the strength to resist short-term temptations in favor of achieving meaningful, long-term goals. It's the process of training your mind and body to operate at a higher level of performance rather than being guided by immediate, fleeting desires. Without discipline, you become a victim to the whims of your emotions, impulses, and environment. You allow distractions, laziness, and procrastination to steer you off course. Embracing discipline means developing the ability to focus, to push through discomfort, and to consistently do what needs to be done. One of the key benefits of discipline is that it creates structure in your life. A disciplined person doesn't wait for motivation to strike, they act because they know that action breeds results. Discipline is the muscle that, when exercised regularly, produces results even in the absence of motivation. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is consistent. It is the ability to show up day after day, even when the work feels tedious or unexciting. It is the practice of making the right choices even when it's hard and staying focused on the bigger picture. Discipline also teaches delayed gratification. In today's world where instant rewards are readily available, developing the ability to wait for the fruits of your labor can be difficult. Discipline is the ability to endure short-term discomfort for long-term gain. Whether it's sticking to a fitness regimen, saving money, or learning a new skill, discipline is what keeps you going when the immediate rewards are not visible. This ability to delay gratification is one of the hallmarks of personal success. It requires mental fortitude to resist the temptation of quick fixes and instead focus on building something of lasting value. Moreover, discipline fosters personal growth. It challenges you to go beyond your comfort zone, to push past your limits, and to achieve things that you may have once thought impossible. Each time you practice discipline, you strengthen your character and develop the resilience to face life's challenges. Discipline is not just about doing the hard work. It's about developing the mindset that you can handle adversity, that you can continue moving forward even when obstacles arise. Over time, this mindset becomes ingrained in your behavior and your identity, leading to sustained success. In addition to personal benefits, discipline also builds trust and respect with others. When you are disciplined, you are reliable and consistent. People come to rely on your word, knowing that you will follow through on your commitments. Discipline in your relationships, work, and other areas of life shows others that you are a person of integrity. This, in turn, strengthens your social bonds and your ability to influence those around you in positive ways. Embracing discipline is about taking control of your life and your future. It is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without discipline, you remain at the mercy of your impulses, external distractions, and the opinions of others. Discipline empowers you to create the life you desire, to develop the strength to endure hardship, and to build the foundation for long-term success. Fear is an innate part of being human. It arises in response to the unknown, the uncertain, and the potentially dangerous. But while fear is natural, it is also a powerful force that can either cripple us or propel us forward. The problem arises when we allow fear to dictate our decisions, limit our potential, and prevent us from pursuing our goals. To become stronger, to evolve into a person capable of greatness, we must confront our fears. The act of facing fear head-on is not just an act of courage, but an essential step in transforming our lives. Fear is not something that disappears simply by ignoring it. It is not a force that goes away on its own. In fact, the more we try to avoid or suppress our fears, the more they control us. Fear grows in the darkness, in the spaces where we refuse to acknowledge it. It thrives in avoidance, in denial. But when we face it directly, when we confront the things that scare us, we diminish its power. It is only by confronting fear that we can begin to understand its true nature and how to overcome it. Confronting fear requires a shift in perspective. It requires us to see fear not as a signal to stop, but as a sign that we are on the verge of growth. Every fear we encounter is an opportunity to stretch beyond our current limits, to become more than we were before. Whether the fear is of failure, rejection, or the unknown, it holds the key to personal transformation. Each time we face our fears, we expand our comfort zone and strengthen our capacity to deal with challenges in the future. One of the most profound aspects of confronting fear is the realization that most of our fears are not grounded in reality. Fear often stems from our imagination, from what we think might happen, rather than from what is actually happening. We fear failure, but failure is rarely as catastrophic as we imagine. We fear rejection, but rejection is not the end of the world. When we confront these fears, we see them for what they are, exaggerated projections of our mind. By taking action, we dismantle these illusions and replace them with the reality of our capabilities and resilience. Another important aspect of confronting fear is understanding that it is a natural response to the unknown. The fear of change, of stepping into new territory, is simply the brain's way of trying to protect us from potential harm. But it's important to realize that change is often necessary for growth. Without change, there is no progress. Without risk, there is no reward. Every step into the unknown is a step toward discovering who we truly are and what we are capable of achieving. The process of confronting fear also involves developing a level of emotional resilience. It's easy to be paralyzed by fear when we attach our self-worth to the outcome of our actions. But fear cannot be overcome if we make our identity dependent on external validation or success. The key is to separate who we are from what we do. Success and failure are part of the journey, but they do not define us. When we approach fear with the understanding that we are more than our fears and more than our mistakes, we can move forward with confidence regardless of the outcome. Fear also has a profound effect on our mental state. It keeps us trapped in a state of uncertainty, preventing us from fully engaging with life. Fear of failure might prevent us from taking that first step toward a new career or pursuing a new relationship. Fear of rejection might prevent us from expressing our true selves. When we allow fear to dominate, we miss out on the richness of life and the opportunities it holds. Confronting fear allows us to reclaim our freedom and fully experience the world around us. The key to confronting fear is not to eliminate it, but to learn how to work with it. Fear will always be a part of the human experience. It's not something that can be completely eradicated. But by facing it, by taking action in spite of it, we begin to shift our relationship with fear. Instead of running from it, we learn to move through it. We begin to see it as a companion on the path to personal growth, rather than as an enemy to be avoided. To confront your fears is to embrace the discomfort that comes with it. It is to step into the unknown with the understanding that growth lies on the other side. It is to push past the voice inside your head that tells you to stay safe, to stay small, and to take the risk that will ultimately shape you into the person you are meant to be. The more you confront fear, the less power it will have over you. In doing so, you unlock the courage, strength, and resilience that are already within you, waiting to be awakened. Power is often misunderstood. It is commonly associated with domination, control, or force. People think of power in terms of influence over others, wealth, or status. However, true power is not about controlling others or forcing your will on the world. Power is about self-mastery, the ability to control your own actions, thoughts, and emotions in a way that aligns with your deepest values and goals. It is the strength to act in the face of fear, to make decisions that lead you toward growth, and to maintain composure in the midst of chaos. At its core, power is the capacity to influence your own reality. This means that true power lies in your ability to choose to act in a way that is consistent with your principles and to create the life you want. It comes from within, not from external sources. No matter what circumstances you are born into or what obstacles you face, you always have the power to choose how you respond to life. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you react. And it is this control, this self-discipline, that forms the foundation of true power. One of the key aspects of understanding the nature of power is realizing that it is a tool, not a goal. Power itself is not an end, but a means to achieve something greater. It is the ability to act on your intentions and to make a positive impact on the world. True power is not self-serving, but rather it is the capacity to serve others, to create change, and to leave a lasting legacy. When you understand power as a tool for good, you begin to use it not for domination, but for transformation of yourself and the world around you. True power also comes from emotional control, the ability to remain calm under pressure, to manage stress and adversity, and to stay focused on your goals regardless of external circumstances, a mark of true strength. Emotional intelligence is a key aspect of power. The more you can manage your emotions and responses, the more power you gain over your own life. This means not being ruled by anger, fear, or frustration, but instead responding with clarity, wisdom, and composure. Another key component of power is resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, to keep going even when things get tough, and to remain focused on your purpose despite challenges. Life will inevitably throw obstacles in your way, but those who are truly powerful are the ones who persist in the face of adversity. They don't let setbacks define them or stop them from moving forward. Resilience builds power because it allows you to keep growing no matter what. Power also comes from the ability to adapt. The world is constantly changing, and the key to remaining powerful is the ability to change with it. Adaptability allows you to stay relevant, to adjust to new circumstances, and to continue to grow and thrive in a constantly shifting environment. Those who are flexible and open to new ideas have a level of power that those who resist change cannot attain. At the heart of power is a deep understanding of self. To understand the nature of power, you must first understand who you are, what you value, and what drives you. Self-awareness is the foundation of all power. The shadow is a term often used to describe the hidden aspects of ourselves, the parts we refuse to acknowledge or confront. These are the qualities, traits, or desires we deem unacceptable or undesirable, whether it's anger, jealousy, pride, or even fear. Many of us push these parts of ourselves into the unconscious, believing that by ignoring them they will disappear. However, the shadow does not vanish by being hidden. It grows stronger in the darkness, influencing our behavior in subtle and not so subtle ways. To truly grow as individuals and reach our fullest potential, we must integrate the shadow, bring it into the light of consciousness, and learn to accept and transform it. Integrating the shadow requires self-awareness and courage. It means acknowledging that we are not perfect, and that there are parts of us that are difficult to accept. These may be the traits we've inherited, the aspects of our personality that we were taught to suppress, or the desires that seem at odds with our public persona. Instead of repressing them, we must confront them. When we resist the shadow, we only give it more power. The key to integration is not to fight it, but to accept that it is a part of who we are and learn to manage its influence in a constructive way. This process of integration is not easy. It often requires us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves. It might involve recognizing that we are not as kind, patient, or noble as we believe. Yet this process of self-examination and confrontation can lead to profound transformation. By acknowledging our shadows, we can better understand our behaviors, motivations, and patterns of thought. Instead of being ruled by unconscious impulses, we become the masters of them. We learn to make conscious choices rather than react impulsively, and we can use the energy of our shadow to fuel positive change in our lives. Integrating the shadow also involves accepting the complexity of being human. We are not simply good or bad, right or wrong, but a mixture of many qualities. When we deny parts of ourselves, we limit our growth. Accepting the shadow means embracing all parts of who we are, and through that acceptance we can begin to heal. This process is liberating because it allows us to stop pretending, stop living in a state of internal conflict, and instead live more authentically. We learn to be more compassionate toward others because we understand our own flaws. We become less judgmental and more capable of seeing the humanity in everyone. Another key aspect of integrating the shadow is understanding its power. The shadow often represents repressed energy, and by integrating it, we reclaim that energy. This reclaimed energy can be used for creativity, productivity, and emotional intelligence. It becomes a source of strength, allowing us to approach life with greater resilience and depth. The shadow is not inherently negative, it is simply untapped potential. When we allow ourselves to explore it, we open the door to greater self-awareness and personal power. The process of integrating the shadow requires discipline. It takes time and patience to peel back the layers and confront the darker aspects of ourselves. But as we continue to face our shadows, we begin to feel lighter. We are no longer burdened by secrets, shame, or fear of rejection. Instead, we become whole, embracing the complexity of our nature and understanding that the path to true freedom lies in the integration of all aspects of the self. Mastery in any domain of life requires sacrifice. This is not just a physical or external sacrifice, but an internal one. It's the willingness to give up something in the present in order to achieve something greater in the future. Whether you are pursuing a personal goal, a professional ambition, or a spiritual quest, the road to mastery is not easy. It demands that you make difficult choices and forego instant gratification in favor of long-term fulfillment. Sacrifice is a cornerstone of any meaningful pursuit. The most successful people, those who have achieved greatness in their fields, did not get there by taking shortcuts or avoiding discomfort. They were willing to give up certain pleasures, conveniences, or even parts of their identity to achieve their vision. Whether it's spending long hours perfecting a craft, foregoing social events to focus on personal development, or enduring the discomfort of failure and criticism, the price of mastery is high. The greater the sacrifice, the more valuable the reward. The key to sacrifice is understanding its purpose. Sacrifice is not about giving something up for the sake of giving it up. It is about recognizing that in order to gain something of greater value, you must let go of what is no longer serving you. This might mean giving up old habits, relationships that no longer align with your goals, or the comfort of staying in your current state. Sacrifice is an act of discipline, an acknowledgement that the present moment is only a stepping stone to something greater. Every time you choose to forgo something, you are choosing growth. You are choosing the future you want to create over the temporary satisfaction of the present. Mastery requires consistency. It's not enough to make one grand sacrifice or effort and expect immediate results. True mastery comes from the continual process of sacrifice, where every decision you make is in service of your greater goal. This might involve long years of hard work, refinement, and honing of skills. Mastery is not achieved overnight. It is the result of countless sacrifices made in small, deliberate increments over time. Whether you are learning a new skill, pursuing a fitness goal, or working toward a personal or professional achievement, the process of mastery is a slow and steady one. It's also important to understand that the price of mastery is not always tangible. The sacrifices we make in pursuit of mastery often come with emotional, mental, and even social costs. The more focused you become on your goals, the less time you might have for others. Relationships may be tested. Mental and emotional resilience will be required as you push through difficulties and setbacks. The path to mastery is a solitary one at times, and it requires the strength to continue even when progress seems slow or non-existent. Ultimately, sacrifice is the gateway to personal growth and achievement. Mastery is not just about achieving a specific outcome, it is about transforming yourself in the process. Every sacrifice you make, every challenge you face builds your character, your resilience, and your capacity for greatness. The price of mastery is steep, but the rewards are profound. Through sacrifice, you learn what it truly means to commit to something greater than yourself. You develop the discipline, focus, and inner strength required to achieve your highest potential, and in doing so, you unlock a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. Becoming a monster in control of yourself is about mastering your own nature. The concept of becoming a monster is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean becoming violent, uncontrollable, or destructive. Instead, it refers to cultivating a level of power, discipline, and focus so intense that it pushes you beyond the limits of your current self. A monster in this sense is someone who has fully embraced their potential, who understands their strengths and weaknesses, and who can wield them with precision and purpose. To become such a person requires self-control, awareness, and a willingness to face discomfort and challenge. The first step in becoming a monster is realizing that you are not your current state. Your present self, with all its limitations, is merely a starting point. You have untapped potential within you, and to unlock it, you must confront the aspects of yourself that have held you back. This involves looking at the parts of your personality and behavior that you would rather ignore: the fears, the insecurities, the laziness, and the distractions. These aspects of you are like a wild animal, unchecked and capable of causing havoc if left to roam free. To control them, you must first acknowledge them, study them, and understand their nature. Mastery over yourself is about cultivating awareness and discipline. It's about learning to control your impulses, your emotions, and your reactions. Every time you resist the urge to react impulsively, to give in to anger, to avoid hard work, you are strengthening your self-discipline. This is not an easy path. It involves consistently making the right choices even when it is uncomfortable. It requires you to say no to instant gratification, to push through moments of weakness, and to stay focused on your long-term goals. Over time, this builds a strong sense of control that becomes your foundation for growth. Self-mastery is also about embracing discomfort. Most people avoid pain or difficulty because it feels unnatural. But growth only happens outside your comfort zone. If you are to become a true monster in control of yourself, you must learn to lean into discomfort. Embrace the moments that challenge you, whether it's physical discomfort in training your body, mental discomfort in overcoming procrastination, or emotional discomfort in confronting your fears. These moments are where you will find strength. A monster in control of themselves does not fear difficulty. They seek it out, knowing it is the forge where they will be sharpened. This process also involves a deep understanding of your own motivations. Why do you act the way you do? What drives you? And what holds you back? By getting clear on your internal drivers, you can begin to make more conscious choices that align with your true goals. To control yourself, you must understand your own desires and instincts. Once you know what you truly want and what is merely a distraction, you can channel your energy toward your highest purpose. Another important aspect of becoming a monster in control of yourself is developing emotional resilience. Life is full of setbacks, challenges, and disappointments. These are unavoidable. But how you respond to them is what will ultimately define you. The monster in control of themselves is not easily shaken by failure or adversity. They understand that setbacks are part of the journey, and they use them as opportunities to learn and grow. When you are in control of your emotions, you do not let anger, frustration, or fear dictate your actions. Instead, you respond with clarity, purpose, and strength. The process of becoming a monster in control of yourself is ongoing. It is not a destination, but a journey that requires continuous effort and vigilance. The more you practice discipline, the more you confront your fears, the more you develop emotional control, the more powerful you become. This is the path to mastery, where you take control of your destiny and shape your future with intention and strength. Becoming a monster in control of yourself is not about achieving perfection, but about consistently improving and never giving up. Your potential is far greater than you think. Often we limit ourselves by our perceptions of what we are capable of. We set boundaries based on our past experiences, our current abilities, or the opinions of others. But these limitations are often illusions. The true measure of your potential is not found in your current abilities, but in your capacity to grow and evolve. We are all capable of far more than we realize, and tapping into that potential requires a willingness to challenge our assumptions, embrace discomfort, and push beyond the boundaries we've created for ourselves. One of the most powerful ways to unlock your potential is to stop listening to the voices that tell you that you are not enough. These voices often come from our own doubts, fears, or societal expectations. They tell us that we are too old, too inexperienced, too weak, or too flawed to achieve great things. But these voices are not the truth. They are simply reflections of our limited perspective. When you stop listening to them and start listening to your own inner voice, you begin to uncover the vast potential that lies within you. Understanding that your potential is greater than you think means recognizing that growth is a lifelong process. It is not a destination, but a journey of continuous development. Every setback, every failure, and every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to stay open to the possibility of change, to never stop evolving, and to believe in the power of incremental progress. Your potential is not fixed, it is dynamic and capable of expanding far beyond your current self. One of the most powerful ways to tap into your potential is to take consistent action. Too often we sit back and wait for the perfect moment to start pursuing our dreams. We tell ourselves that we will start working on our goals once we have more time, more resources, or more experience. But the truth is that waiting for the perfect moment only delays our progress. The key is to start now, even if it's in small steps. Every action you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your potential. Over time, these small actions accumulate, building momentum and propelling you toward your goals. Another important aspect of unlocking your potential is surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your growth. If you surround yourself with people who settle for mediocrity, who are content with where they are, you will naturally be limited by their mindset. But if you seek out those who are pushing boundaries, who are striving for greatness, you will begin to see what is possible for you as well. Your potential is not just about what you can do alone, it is also about the energy you create with others who share your vision and drive. The path to realizing your full potential also requires resilience. There will be moments when you face doubt, when things seem impossible, or when the obstacles in your path seem insurmountable. But it is in these moments that your true potential is tested. Resilience is the ability to keep going even when things are hard. It is the determination to push through challenges and stay focused on your vision no matter how long it takes. When you cultivate resilience, you unlock your ability to face adversity with strength and move forward with purpose. Finally, unlocking your potential means breaking free from the constraints of your own limiting beliefs. We often hold ourselves back because we believe that we are not worthy of success or that our dreams are too big to achieve. But these beliefs are not rooted in reality, they are simply limitations we have placed on ourselves. When you begin to challenge these beliefs and replace them with empowering thoughts, you open the door to endless possibilities. You realize that your potential is not confined by the past or by your current abilities. It is a vast, untapped reservoir of possibility waiting to be discovered. Your potential is greater than you think, but to unlock it, you must believe in it. You must be willing to challenge your limitations, embrace discomfort, and take consistent action toward your goals. When you do this, you will begin to see just how much more you are capable of achieving. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Never stop evolving. This phrase speaks to the essence of human growth, an ongoing process that has no endpoint but rather continues throughout our lives. Evolution is not merely a biological concept. It's a mindset. In a prioritizes driving toward a higher state of being. The truth is that we are constantly evolving, whether we are conscious of it or not. Each day presents opportunities to shape our future self, and how we respond to these opportunities determines whether we evolve toward greatness or stagnation. The first step in never stopping the process of evolution is to embrace change. Change is inevitable, and it is often uncomfortable. We resist it because it challenges our sense of identity and disrupts our sense of security. But change is the very engine of growth. To evolve, we must learn to welcome it, to see it not as a threat, but as an invitation to grow into something better. Every challenge, every setback, every failure is an opportunity for evolution. It is in those moments that we are most likely to discover the hidden strengths within us, the parts of ourselves that we haven't fully tapped into. To never stop evolving, we must also commit to continuous learning. The world around us is constantly changing, and so must we. The pursuit of knowledge, skills, and wisdom is a never-ending journey. Those who stop learning become stagnant, bound by outdated ways of thinking and being. To evolve, you must remain curious, always searching for new experiences and perspectives that challenge your current understanding of the world. Whether it's through reading, engaging in meaningful conversations, taking on new challenges, or reflecting on your own experiences, the process of learning must be continuous. Only then can we adapt to the demands of life and continue to grow into our best selves. Part of never stopping the evolution process is becoming comfortable with discomfort. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. If you want to evolve into something greater, you must push yourself beyond your limits, and this often involves embracing discomfort. Whether it's physical, mental, or emotional discomfort, it is a sign that you are growing. You must be willing to face the things that frighten you, to challenge your assumptions and step into the unknown. The more you do this, the more you'll discover your own capacity for change and transformation. Another crucial element of evolution is the ability to adapt. Evolution is about survival, but it's also about thriving. To thrive, you must be able to adjust to the ever-changing circumstances of life. Flexibility and adaptability are critical traits for anyone who wishes to continue evolving. Life will not always go according to plan, and how you respond to setbacks will determine how far you can go. If you are rigid, if you refuse to change when circumstances demand it, you will be left behind. But if you can remain open to new possibilities, recalibrate when needed, and learn from every experience, you will continue to evolve. Self-awareness is another key to evolution. You cannot evolve unless you are aware of where you are and where you want to go. Self-awareness allows you to assess your strengths and weaknesses, understand your motivations, and recognize your potential for growth. Without it, you might find yourself stuck in old patterns or trapped in a cycle of self-deception. Self-awareness empowers you to make intentional decisions about how you want to evolve. It's a tool for personal growth that enables you to understand what needs to change and what must stay the same. With a clear understanding of yourself, you can make better choices, take more deliberate actions, and continue moving forward. Never stop evolving, because evolution is the key to unlocking your fullest potential. When you commit to continuous growth, you are allowing yourself to become a better version of yourself every single day. The person you are today should not be the person you are tomorrow. Your evolution is a testament to your commitment to becoming better, stronger, and wiser. Every day presents a new opportunity to take a step forward. And the more you embrace the process of change, the more you will realize how limitless your potential truly is. You are responsible for becoming the monster you want to be. This is a profound truth that places the power of transformation squarely in your hands. The word monster in this context does not refer to a frightening or destructive force, but rather to a powerful, disciplined, and focused individual, someone who is in complete control of their life and their potential. The monster you are meant to become is the version of yourself that is unshackled from fear, doubt, and weakness. It is the person who has the strength to take on the challenges of life and who possesses the resilience to keep going even when the going gets tough. The first step toward becoming this monster is to take full responsibility for your life. Responsibility means acknowledging that your choices, actions, and mindset shape your reality. It means letting go of the excuses, the blame, and the victim mentality that keep you trapped in mediocrity. If you want to become a powerful force in the world, you must stop waiting for external circumstances to change or for someone else to make things happen for you. You must recognize that the only person who has the ability to shape your future is you. Taking responsibility for your life means accepting the challenges and difficulties that come with the journey, knowing that they are all part of your evolution into something greater. To become the monster you want to be, you must embrace discipline. Discipline is the foundation upon which greatness is built. Without it, you will not have the focus or the drive to pursue your goals with relentless determination. Discipline is not about restriction or punishment, but about creating the habits and routines that allow you to consistently show up, no matter how you feel. It is about doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the trait that separates those who achieve greatness from those who fall short. Self-mastery is another essential component of becoming the monster you want to be. Mastery means taking control over every aspect of yourself, the mind, the body, and the emotions. It means not letting your impulses dictate your actions, but rather using your inner strength and willpower to direct your life toward your highest goals. This level of mastery requires intense focus and effort. It means pushing through resistance, rejecting distractions, and always striving to be the best version of yourself. Another aspect of becoming the monster you want to be is developing mental toughness. The path to greatness is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and hardships. If you are to overcome these challenges and keep moving forward, you must cultivate the mental strength to endure hardship and adversity. Mental toughness is not about being unfeeling or detached, but about building the resilience to face life's difficulties head-on. It means being able to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you, and refusing to let failure define you. Becoming the monster you want to be also means taking control of your environment, your surroundings, the people you associate with, and the influences you expose yourself to have a profound impact on your ability to grow and evolve. If you want to be a powerful force in the world, you must surround yourself with people who challenge you, support your growth, and hold you accountable. You must also be mindful of the media and information you consume, as these will shape your mindset and influence your actions. Finally, you are responsible for becoming the monster you want to be because the power to change is in your hands. You are the one who decides whether you will be complacent or whether you will push yourself to become something greater. You are the one who controls your actions, your choices, and your destiny. The monster you want to become is not a distant dream. It is a potential within you waiting to be realized. The responsibility is yours, and with it comes the power to shape your life into something extraordinary.